Is cutting your hair really necessary? Is it important? How does it help me in any way? And what problem exactly did I have that made me want to cut my hair? I really don't have one specific reason why I cut my hair, but I have a few things that convinced me that it was important that I do. For the last, say, 4 or 5 years, I was really paying attention to taking care of my hair. And I invested a lot of time, a lot of money into it. And why would I all of a sudden decide to just cut all of it off? In Ghana, most government schools, they don't allow students to grow their hair out. So after high school, a few months to my completion from high school, I decided to grow out my hair a little, and then after completion, I remember perming my hair. I permed my hair and I noticed that I have really thin hair. My hair wasn't strong when I permed it. And then I decided to cut it off because I really wanted to just go natural. I grew it natural for a while, and then I remember I used to cut it short for a pretty long time, and then after a while I decided to just grow it out completely. Now, I naturally don't have very thick and coarse hair. I know my hair is curly, the curls are coily and tight, but they're not as thick as some other people's hair. So as my hair grew, I noticed that my edges were thin. Like, I have hair on my edges, but they're not as thick as the back of my hair, and I blamed it on genetics. So I know that I have thin edges, but I made sure that the edges were still intact. I wasn't doing too much to it to destroy them. I remember at a point in time, I stopped braiding my hair completely. I wasn't adding any extensions to my hair. I just made extensionless twists. I wasn't even braiding cornrows because I know how if you have thin edges and you're braiding cornrows, especially with extensions, they tend to make your situation worse. I was doing all of that. I invested a lot of time and money into making sure that my edges were intact. Even though they weren't thick and full, I wasn't losing them. But I started having some medical problems. I remember over 5 years ago, I discovered that I had anemia. And anemia was one of the things, or will be one of the things that will contribute to you not having good hair. So I guess that also contributed to the thinning edges. At a point, I also decided to go vegan. That was not a very good decision I made because I didn't add supplements to my vegan diet, and I wasn't really very informed about it. That also contributed in part to my thinning edges. And then there's dandruff. I have dandruff. I know that my dandruff form in sheets, and they tend to, when my hair is growing and I lift up the hair like that, I notice the dandruff like sheets underneath my hair, all right, like close to the scalp, making it look like the sheets were kind of preventing the hair from growing out. I remember I used to wash my hair at least twice a week because if I didn't, it would be so itchy and the flakes would be coming out. Sometimes I scratch my hair and I notice that there are flakes on my shirt. Sometimes people even prompt me and I'm like, whoa. But I truly did wash my hair. Those who were my flatmates in school would know this. So with the background of genetically prone, thin edges, my dandruff issues, the anemia or my health problems, and bad hairstyling choices, I knew that all of these were contributing or contributed to my thinning edges. Now here's the last straw that broke the camel's back. I remember I had to attend a program and I wanted to change my look. I don't even know why I made that decision. I don't know why I just didn't stick with going with my own natural hair and decided to braid my hair, because I hadn't braided my hair in so many years. I don't know why, what exactly made me do that. I remember deciding on who to braid my hair for me, and I finally agreed that okay, I'd go to the salon and then get this cornrow hairstyle done. I really liked the style. It had cornrows at the front and then regular braids at the back. I remember telling the stylist that I have thin edges, so please take your time and care for my hair. I remember telling her to leave at least an inch or two of scalp space before braiding, or before like picking the rest of the hair at the back or behind the space I'm asking her to leave behind. She agreed with me. I remember telling her over and over again that I know I have this problem. I remember at a point she made it look like I was being too fussy, and she told me to just sit down and relax and she'd do it for me. And then she picked the first one. I'm like, whoa, that hurts. And I could feel it. I could really feel it in my heart that she was picking my edges. She'd be like, okay, it's going to interfere with how she's doing the hair. I should allow her. She's the professional. She's the stylist. I don't need my edges picked to look good. When she started the second and the third braid, I remember telling her again, please don't pick my edges. At a point I was tired and I told her, you know what, just do whatever. At this point I really didn't know what else to do. She had already started and my time was running. I had to attend a program. I just felt like, okay, just complete it and I'll just take it out in maybe a week or two. I could have just told her to stop, or I could have just changed the stylist. I just told myself I'll just let it go. Unfortunately, I had a lot of things going on with me, so I didn't get time to take out the braids. I kept postponing and I started noticing that I was losing my edges, especially on the right. So by the time I was ready to take down the braids, I suffered traction alopecia. I never thought I would because because my natural hair peeps, those who know about me, know how many times I've talked about edges and how it was important to maintain the edges by preventing certain hairstyle choices. So how come I got into this problem in the first place? Like, why would I even decide to do this hairstyle? Well, people do cornrows and they don't lose their edges, right? So, you know, I thought to myself, well, it's just one of those things, and I really couldn't control what could happen. And I keep believing that whatever happens is for a very good reason. It will help me learn a lot and hopefully not make those mistakes again. So looking at how bald my right side was going, I mean, it got way bald than the left. And I kept wondering to myself, I mean, I could have left my hair in and just waited it out, waited for the edges to grow back. But I decided to chop off my hair. The reason why I thought it was important to do so was because I just couldn't stand seeing the bald edges with fully grown plenty hair at the back. It was really odd to me. I could have twisted my hair, apart my hair and keep it in parts, like a middle part, to make sure that the edges or the part that had gone bald wasn't showing until it grew back. But in my personal opinion, I thought that if I'm able to cut it all down, I won't be putting any more pressure on the hair, because looking at how long the hair was, I'd be twisting my hair, or I'll keep it in some form of twist. It will still be putting pressure on the scalp, and I really wanted my scalp to just rest. I wanted a fresh start for my hair. I know that I don't need to cut my hair to grow my hair. If your hair grows a 1/4 inch per year, whether you cut your hair or not, it will still grow by a 1/4 inch a year. So the rate of growth is not going to change. But remember that it's not just the growth that we are looking at, we are also looking at maintenance. And since on the maintenance side, I wasn't really doing well, it would be best to cut it all off and allow it to grow fresh. And then while it's growing, I put in proper maintenance to prevent further damage. And also, I wanted to just have a new look. And at first I was wondering, would haircut look good on my head? Would it fit my head shape? And in hindsight, I think I really love the look. I went to the barbering salon to talk to the barber and decide when I could come. I think I undid about 3 braids and then decided not to do it any further. I didn't undo the rest because it was just too depressing. I didn't keep my hair. I just made them discard it. I just wanted to start afresh, and I'm a sucker for second chances. I believe that everybody deserves another chance. Have a go at it. If you try something for 50 times and the 51st time is what's going to help you get it right, please do it. So far as it's not going to affect you negatively, please do it. I remember after I came back from the salon, the barbering salon, I sat down and looked at my head and the whole thing was just sad, and I started crying like, whoa, what have I done? Because like I used to enjoy the length, I used to enjoy my previous hair. What is this? After 24 hours I got fine, and since then I've never looked back. But there's one thing I'd like to let all of you thin edge ladies know, that some hairstyles just don't suit your hair type. It's quite unfortunate, but it's the truth. And make sure you go to a stylist that can leave some space on your scalp before braiding the hair, and make sure it's loose enough so you don't lose your hair. But you know what, enjoy life and suffer the consequences later. So if you braid your hair and you lose the edges, yes, you can go bald, and there's nothing wrong with it. You're looking fine, you're pretty. So do what makes you happy, do what works best for you. I didn't completely go skin bald, I just cut it, like I left a little hair on the head. I didn't go Santo. So looking at the way forward, I don't know if I want to grow my hair to my previous length or more. I don't know if I want to be cutting my hair now. I don't know if I want to grow a medium afro and keep maintaining at that length. I really don't know what I want to do. But all I want to do right now is to live in the moment, enjoy the present time, which is having a short hair and enjoying whatever it comes with. I'll be sharing with you my progress as time goes by and let you know what I decide to do with myself. One advice I'd give anybody out there who is suffering traction alopecia is that there is a solution, especially in the early stages. There's a solution for you. There's help out there. You will get it. If you think that you've been growing your hair long but the edges are not growing, and if in your heart you can feel it that you want to cut your hair, you can do it. Please do it. If that's what you feel like doing, just do it. Sometimes probably long hair may not be for you. Each time somebody sees me for the first time with my bald head, they go like, oh, why did you cut your hair? Oh, why didn't you perm it first? But why would you cut your hair? And what's wrong with you? There's nothing wrong with me. I just want to do what makes me happy. I just thought it would be a good time for me to start all over again. So I'm going to be sharing other stuff with you guys relating to my fitness routine and my health being a reason why I'm keeping my weight at a certain level. And of course, I'll also be sharing stuff about breasts and my breast health and plants. I've talked about all of this in my debut YouTube video. If you haven't seen it, kindly click on this link and watch that video. And that video encompasses everything I plan on doing with this channel. Thank you for watching. As always, please kindly subscribe, kindly give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment down there below, let me know what you think, and kindly share. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for watching this video. Feel it now.